All right, everyone, we've got the ellipse. It's our next conic. It's 9-1. First day, the center is at 0-0. So you should be doing this after you did the Desmos and took notes. So I'm just going to review a little bit. So here we have a horizontal ellipse. So this one is horizontal. Here we have vertical. Our horizontal ellipse is going to be x squared over a squared plus, plus y squared over b squared equals 1. And then our vertical is going to be x squared plus y squared. There's the a squared. There's the b squared. So notice when it's horizontal, the main difference is now your a squared is under the y. So that's the big difference. Notice that here the a squared is under the x. It's horizontal. Over here, the a squared is under the y squared. So that's going to be the big difference. We have vertices, so a vertex, vertex, covertice, covertice, the major axis, which is the longer one, and the minor, which is shorter. So that's going to be our little summary, and now I'm going to go into explaining all the different parts. So here we have a horizontal. Oops, I'm off screen. And here we have our vertical. So I'm going to use all these letters and give you guys kind of the breakdown. So first we're doing the horizontal. So for today, the center is at 0-0. The major axis is horizontal. And it's not on there, but that obviously makes the minor axis the vertical one. The length of it is 2 times your a value. Your vertices for your horizontal are going to be a comma 0, negative a comma 0. Your covertices, 0 comma b, 0 comma negative b. And this will probably make more sense when we actually do an example. Your foci are going to be c comma 0, negative c comma 0. Notice that the foci and the vertices are both going to be on the x-axis. They're both in a line. That is because it is a horizontal ellipse and because the major axis is horizontal. So now we're going to do vertical. So vertical over here. Again, your center is at 0-0. Your major axis is vertical. And your length is going to be 2a. Your vertices are now not a comma 0, but 0 comma a and 0 comma negative a. Your covertices are going to be b comma 0 and negative b comma 0. And now your foci are 0 comma c and 0 comma negative c. So that's like a basis of everything, like if you need a guide to go back to. And now we're going to try the first example. So the first one here, right away I'm looking to see if it's horizontal or vertical. I know that this is a horizontal ellipse because the bigger number is right here. So that tells me this is a squared and this is b squared, and that this is horizontal because the a squared is under the x squared. So my center, obviously, for today is going to be 0-0. So I'm going to mark that off on my graph. And for you guys, I know you don't have graph paper, so you can just make a sketch. So now we got to figure out a and b. So if a squared equals 9, that means a is 3. And if b squared equals 4, that means b is 2. So since it is a horizontal ellipse, my vertices are going to be 3 units away from my center. So there's going to be 3 units there, 3 units there. So that means my vertices are negative 3, 0, and 3, 0. My covertices co-vertices, since B is 2, I'm going to go up 2, up 2. And my co-vertices are 0, 2, 0, negative 2. Now the last thing I need to do is my foci. So for your foci, you use the formula c squared equals a squared minus b squared. And that is from up here, foci. So exactly what I'm going to do. C squared equals a squared minus b squared. So 9 minus 4, c squared equals 5, c equals square root of 5. So now you're probably wondering, well, how do I plot the square root of 5? So you're going to take your calculator, square root of 5 is about 2.23. So you're just going to estimate it. You're just kind of going to estimate. But now, are you going to go up or are you going to go over? Because it's a horizontal ellipse, the foci have to be on the major axis with the vertices. So you're just going to go over a little bit, best you can. And now you have your ellipse all nice and graphed. And you could label the foci as root 5, 0, negative root 5, 0. And there is your first ellipse. Remember, your major axis is horizontal. I'm going to draw a line through it right now. Right there. And that's your first ellipse. All right, next one we got here. First thing, is it vertical or is it horizontal? It is going to be vertical. And why? Why is it going to be vertical? It is vertical because the denominator of the y squared is greater than the denominator of the x squared. So that makes a squared equal 49 and b squared equals 16, which means a is 7 and b is 4. So again, I'm centered at 0, 0. Now for my vertices, which I'll do in green, I'm just going to use V. I don't feel like writing it. My vertices are going to be 7 units away. So here and here. So my vertices are going to be 0, 7, 0, negative 7. Again, it is a vertical ellipse, so the A value is 7, so 7 units away from my center. Again, guys, center's at 0, 0 today. So in, I guess, orange here, I'll do orange. Now I need my co-vertice. My co-vertices are going to be negative 4, 0 and 4, 0. So here and here. Now the last thing I need is my foci. So for my foci, I'm using that equation, c squared equals a squared minus b squared. And that's going to be the equation you want to use for ellipses. You're always going to use that one for an ellipse, for the foci at least. So c squared equals 49 minus 16. So c squared equals 33, which makes c equal to the square root of 33. So even thinking to yourself, oh, how am I going to graph a decimal? You should be able to figure out the points that are going to be 0, root 33 and 0, negative root 33. You should know they're going to be on the y-axis because the foci and the vertices are on the major axis together. So since it's going vertical, you should know that. So again, if you're not sure, just take out your calculator. Square root 33, about 5.7. So you're just going to go up. Just going to estimate. And there's your ellipse. There's your ellipse. So that is your vertical ellipse. Okay, moving on to example 3. We have 25 x squared plus 16y squared equals 400. Now you may notice this is not in standard form, where standard form is x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared equals 1. So it's really not equal to 1. So we want to make this equal 1. And how would you do that? Well, to make this equal 1, you divide by 400. Everything gets divided by 400. Now, when you do that, you're going to have to simplify 25 over 400, like 25 over 40. It ends up being, and if you're not sure, use your calculator. You could just type it right in. It should end up being x squared over 16 plus y squared over 25. And the funny thing is, 16 times 25 is 400. So again, if you're not sure, 25 divided by 400, math, enter 1 out of 16. So that's how I got those numbers. 25 divided by 400, I reduced the fraction. And that should equal 1, because 400 divided by 400 is 1. So now we're business as usual here. You guys should try to figure this one out on your own. You should pause it. So pause it and do this one on your own. Okay, I'm going to go over it. So a squared is 25. B squared is 16. So that makes a 5 and b 4. Now, how do I know which one's which? Well, the a squared is the bigger one. So since the bigger one, the larger denominator is under the y squared, that means this is going to be a vertical ellipse, vertical. So my center is at 0, 0 today. So I'm going to go up a units. I'm going to go up 5 and go down 5. So that makes my vertices 0, 5, 0, -5. Now I'll do my covertices. My covertices should be over 4 at -4, 0, 4, 0. The last thing we need to do is the foci, which again, c squared equals a squared minus b squared. So c squared equals 25 minus 16. C squared equals 9. So c equals 3. So we get a nice whole number. So that tells me that my foci are at 0, 3, 0, -3. Apply your points. And now you have a nice ellipse. That didn't come out good over here. Let's fix that. A little better. There you go. So again, you got to put it in standard form first. Standard form. All right. Last two examples we're going to do consist of writing the equation. So no graph here. We're just writing the equation, and that's what we're going to do. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to graph what was given to us. So I'm going to just draw a little sketch. I'll do my foci in green here. So my foci are going to be at, looks like 0, 3. So this is going to be at 3. Oops. 3. -3. And that's a foci and a foci. And then I'll do my vertices in red. So my vertices are going to be at 6. So -6. Let me just extend this. -6. So what that tells me, looking at that picture, is that since these are on the major axis, and that is vertical, the major axis is going to be vertical because it contains the focus and the vertex. That tells me the greater number is going to be under the y. So x squared plus y squared equals 1. We got to figure out the numbers under it. Now, we should be able to get the number under the y, being it's 6 squared, because this distance is 6. That is the a. So it's actually going to be 36. So I'm just going to erase it and write 36. Now, we don't know what this number is. We don't know what b squared is. So how are we going to find b squared? We're going to use our foci equation. C squared equals a squared minus b squared. First of all, what's c? A is 6. C is going to be 3 because this distance from the vertice, the center to the foci is 3. So C is going to be 3. So 3 squared equals 6 squared minus b squared. So that's 9 equals 36 minus b squared. Now we just got to figure out what b squared is, and that is 25. So b squared equals 25. So that means what goes right here is 25. So it should be x squared over 25 plus y squared over 36 equals 1. And that is your final equation. Again, how I did that was I graphed what was given to me. I knew that it was vertical, so I knew that A was 6 because of the vertex 0, 6. So that's A right there. And then I plugged it into the foci equation. C squared equals a squared minus b squared. I got the C from the distance from the center to the foci. And that gave me C and A. Put them into here, got b squared. Now you know since it's vertical, the bigger numbers got to go into the y squared. I recommend at this moment that you pause and try it on your own. I'm going to run through it. I'm going to draw a little graph. So here we go. My vertices, 3, -3. Foci, -2, 2. So we know it's x squared plus y squared equals 1. I know it's horizontal because this is your major axis. I know that it is horizontal, so I know that my a value has got to be 3, so that means that this is a 9 because that is a squared. So I'm going to use my foci equation. I'm going to go over here. I'll go down here. I'm going to use my foci equation. C squared equals a squared minus b squared. How do I get C? Well, C is up here. It's this distance. That's C. That's A. So C is equal to 2. So that means that C squared is 4. So it's really going to be 4 equals 9 minus b squared. So that means b squared is 5. And then I just put the 5 right there. And that's how you get it. So those are all your notes. I'm going to post 3 questions I want you to do. So your assignment is 3 questions from the lesson directions. From lesson directions that I want you to do. You're going to post a pic and turn it in. Email with questions. That's it for today.